Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. It's Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Obviously, we're talking about the Friday system and really not a lot of change. For as much uncertainty there is at times with systems, there hasn't been a lot of shifts in this in the last, I'd say, 24 to 36 hours. Here is my snowfall potential. I'm just going to get cut right to the chase with this, and we'll talk more about this. This was my first map I did last night. I wanted to start off the top just to show people what I'm thinking right now, and we'll get into the details because sometimes saving this to the end, people don't pay attention, and they say, "Where's the snow?" Here's the deal. I don't expect much of any snow across the Charlotte area. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to snow. I mean, snow falling from the sky. I don't anticipate any accumulations unless we get a crazy burst of snow on the backside of this, which I'll show you in a minute. It's possible, but those are really hard to forecast. Somebody's going to get a surprise burst of snow. I can guarantee that. Where it exactly happens is a little bit questionable. That's the biggest uncertainty. And it's only going to happen in a small area. It's not like everybody's going to get a surprise. It's going to be like a pop-up thunderstorm or band of storms that develop in the summer, and somebody gets a flash flood, and then somebody else is like, "Where was the rain?" That's the kind of setup. The mountains, I almost wanted to trend down with these amounts, but I'm going to stick with the 4 to 6, especially in the higher elevations, because there's a couple things that have trended in the last 2 days or so that I need to talk about. So let's go right to the map. We'll go to the futurecast and show you the system. One thing I have noticed since last night is the system is picking up a little bit of speed. So this is tomorrow afternoon about 1 p.m. So Thursday afternoon, it's much closer than it looked yesterday at this time. This is 5 p.m. and we'll go to 7 p.m. tomorrow night. So 7 p.m. tomorrow night, we're starting to see the first hints of moisture coming in. Now, probably some of this will have a tough time getting in here because the air will be dry ahead of it, but it is a little bit quicker. There's no doubt in that. We'll go through time. Tomorrow night, I think the rain or snow could start before midnight, especially to our south and west. By the time we get to about 2 o'clock in the morning, it does look like there'll be rain in the area. Now remember, the surface low is here. It's that upper low that is key. And one of the trends I have noticed is for everybody in Charlotte who wants snow or farther south out of the mountains, the colder air is not trending south. It's actually been trending to the north, which is not good news because if you look at the upper low, it's still hanging pretty far to the north, which means warm air is going to be surging in from the south. So that is not a really good setup for us to get, that colder air. In fact, if I look at this blue line, this is kind of the freezing line at 5,000 feet. It's hanging way back here to the north and west. It's really not coming in a great location. And I'll show you. This is not a really good setup for snow initially, unless you get to the higher elevation. So let's go through time. Again, this is 2 a.m. Friday morning. We'll go all the way to 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. Friday morning. As far as timing, you're gonna wake up to rain or snow Friday morning. This is going to be going on before you even get up. Look at where the rain snow line is, and really all the guidance is showing it almost in the exact same spot. There's really good what we call consensus among the guidance on where that rain snow line is going to set up, and it's going to be north of 85 and really along Interstate 40. We go through time Friday afternoon. This is 1 o'clock. The low starts to crank up, and we start looking for that upper low. Where is it at? It's hanging back here a little bit to the north and west. It's shifted a little bit further north in the last couple of model runs, which is not something I would want to see if I want snow in Charlotte. It's actually shifting the wrong direction. We go through time. If we're going to see a burst of snow, it's going to be right here on the back side, right in here on the back side of this. And I'm going to show you our futurecast, which I think will do a much better job. So let's go through time. We'll go through Wednesday. I'll stop this Thursday night at about midnight. So you can see the first batches of moisture coming in. But check out the temperatures. Pretty mild there. We'll go through time, 2 a.m., 3. Notice a little bit of snow trying to mix in, but look at those temperatures. Really not ideal for accumulating snows. I'll stop this at 7 a.m. So again, the two opportunities for snow in Charlotte are probably going to be early and then late. But look where that rain snow line is. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is a shorter range, higher resolution guidance. It's almost the exact same location. There's just not a lot of signs of that rain snow line shifting south. Now, if we're going to see a burst of snow in Charlotte, I'll show you where it's going to happen. On the back side of this, we go through the day, clearly mostly rain. Look at this little wave of cold air on the backside right here, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Now, it's not a lot, but that's our burst of snow maybe on the backside. So if you're looking for a quick burst of snow out of this south of Interstate 40, it might be late Friday as the cold air moves in. And again, sometimes you'll hear us refer to this, the cold air is chasing the moisture. That's usually where there's a crossover of moisture and cold air. It is right on the very tail end. We call this a deformation zone. It's really hard to forecast, but we do think it's going to happen somewhere Friday evening. So if there is going to be a burst of wet snow in the Charlotte area, I think that's where it's going to happen. Real quickly, there's the totals again. I want to show you the mountain forecast here for the specific elevations. I think if we're going to see the highest totals, they'll be up there above 5,000 feet. Down in the valleys, it'll be interesting. Boone, Blowing Rock, I think you're solidly in the cold air, but I'm going to go 2 to 4 just because I don't think the timing and the amount of moisture is going to be there to produce a big storm. You saw kind of when I was showing this, this thing is in and out pretty quickly. The best precipitation is right in here early on Friday. As the low cranks up on the coast, it starts pulling the moisture out. We got to hope for that band of heavy snow on the backside if we're going to get any more. But it's done by Friday evening. I mean, this is 7 p.m. Friday evening, and then it's out of here. So if you're looking for a big storm, the problem is it's pretty fast moving, and the duration of the snow doesn't look all that great. So again, that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as totals in the mountains. And here's the map again. If anything changes in the next 24 to 36 hours, I will be doing updates. But right now, the trend has been pretty much steady that rain snow line is going to be transition between 40 and 85. And again, it could snow in the Charlotte area. I absolutely believe we could see snowflakes falling from the sky. I just don't think we're going to see anything accumulating on the ground, because one thing I didn't even show you, and I'm going to show you this real quick, are the soil temperatures. So real quickly, not only are the air temperatures near the ground going to be like in the mid 30s at the coldest at times during this, the soil temperatures are about 40 to 45 degrees. So the ground's pretty warm here. So we could see snow falling, but for it to accumulate, it's going to happen really heavy, and it will probably be on elevated surfaces, grass, trees, decks, roofs, your car, but not so much on the road. That's why if you're concerned about road conditions, I wouldn't be concerned about Friday being a big issue outside of the mountains. Now, Friday night, when the temperature drops, we might see a refreeze and black ice. That's typically when the worst roads are after the snow is out of here. So I think Friday night could be kind of interesting. But during the day, Friday, I don't anticipate a lot of big issues. I showed this graphic the other day, and I want to show it again because I like showing the blend of models. And just to show you, this is the blend of models for the snowfall forecast. And notice it mirrors my forecast pretty well. That's the area we're watching. And notice, even if you blend all the models together, just not one, you've got a lot of goose eggs further south. Let me move this up so you can see the legend there. Whoops, that was not good. Let me move it up so you can see the legend. So we'll shrink this down a little bit. There you go. Move it up so you can see the legend at the bottom. So again, Charlotte 0, up towards Hickory, maybe an inch along Interstate 40, back into the mountains. You're looking at that 3 to 4 inch range. So again, there's my forecast. I will update this tonight for 4, 5, and 6 if I see any changes. And as we get closer to the event, we'll let you know if things change. But as of right now, this is the official snowfall forecast from yours truly.